I actually wouldn't have applied to the University of Cincinnati if they didn't have the Innocence Project. Because we were talking about the Elkins case, in December of '05 is when he was let out. That was when I was finally putting together the last few schools that I was applying to, and happened to personally be interested in wanting to go to a school where there was an Innocence Project, and just happened to Google it. Of course, during that time, that's the first story that pops up, and very compelling. So, and ended up applying here to Cincinnati.
Well, the students were instrumental here. I mean, they were knee-deep in selecting the cases, and this is one that the students helped select by building the file and going through the file and determining that it was a good case for DNA testing. And then Dan O'Brien, one of the students in the Innocence Project, actually wrote the brief requesting DNA testing. It was about a 30-page brief setting forth all the reasons why DNA testing was appropriate in this case. And that's the brief that convinced the prosecution to agree to testing, convinced the judge to allow testing, ultimately resulting in the victory here.
Well, there were a lot of things. It was a lot of investigation work to try to find the evidence, and then so through that I learned a lot about evidence retention laws and the lack thereof in Ohio and the need for reform in that area. A lot of legal drafting skills for the memo that accompanied the DNA application. So a lot of just hands-on practical experience is what I took away from it.
Reference to the case and fully set forth in our memorandum what our position is on all the issues before the court today.
It appeared that the lawyer that he had before, once the case was over, as far as he was concerned, it was over, and Roberts just left there.
So what was your feeling when the Innocence Project finally was able to get involved with the case?
I said, God is on the scene now. I really did, because we tried every other avenue, even trying to hire another lawyer to get a DNA, but he was turned down. The lawyer was turned down. Then the Innocence Project comes on the scene, and however they made it happen, And
I'm just so excited and full of nerves right now. I can't really contain my nervous energy. Yes, it was amazing to be able to witness something like that. It's been a long time coming, so we've been sort of holding our breath until the final moment when the judge approved the order. So just to hear those words, I think, and finally have it set in stone was a relief and amazing at the same time.
From that pool of 300 guys, together with the Innocence Project, leaning on their legal expertise, we selected 30 because we thought that was a manageable number of cases to really push, examine, and file for testing in those cases. The paper's position all along has not been to crusade to get people out of prison. It's been to simply push for those that deserve a test to get one. And whatever the results are, the results are. And it's certainly in the case of Robert McClenden, it showed that he was not the offender.